Right, good evening. It's coming up on 4:15 on a Friday night, and I've decided to come down to Top of Manners Wadmill Lake for the night. Reason being, I've got some new rods and I can't go too far away from camp tonight. So I'm on here, well within my call out time. Fishing method feeder on the left hand rod, I've got a zig on the right hand rod at the moment. There's been a few fish showing, we'll see what it brings. Right, if anything good happens I'll show you. Other than that, I'll see you in the morning. Right, good morning. It's 9:30 in the morning. Last night I had 6 carp out, up to about 11.5 pound. However, at 8 o'clock-ish the bite stopped. It got really cold. And so at midnight I wound the rods in and got a good night's sleep. Got up at 7 this morning. I've seen a couple of fish, but nothing really in front of me. And now I've had somebody tip up on the bank opposite and start fishing where I was catching the fish last night. Anyway, pretty confident of a bite or two this morning. We'll see how we go. I'll speak to you in a bit. Like I say, I'll let you know if anything good happens. Right, good morning. It's Saturday morning. I didn't bother going fishing last night because it was cold all week. And you joined me on one of my little club lakes again. It's the one where I had I think it's 10 carp out of the other week. I've looked in the book. Not many people have been down here. Not a lot has come out either, if the book's anything to go off. But yeah, I'm back in the swim where I caught the majority of my fish. And I'm going to be fishing method feeders again. But before I go too far, I'm going to show you what method mix I actually use. So in order to make my method mix, it's really simple. You need a few things. You need a tub for it to go into. You need a measure and reciprocal. You need a bit of water. That's just straight out the lake this morning. And then your ground bait mix. There you go. Mine is a 50-50 mix of method mix and pellets. So all I'll do is this morning, I've mixed this up last night, 50-50. Now all I'll do is I'll get my bait tub in between my legs and I'll take 2 of my measuring reciprocals. In this case a 250ml pole pot. Of the ground bait and pellet mix. So I've got enough spare for later, if I need it. Then, next step is to take the measuring reciprocal and measure out an equal amount of water into it. And put that in. So it basically consists of 3 elements, all in equal ingredients. Just mix it all together with your fingers, it's really cold. So it's 1 part pellet, 1 part ground bait, 1 part water. You end up with a sloppy mix that looks a bit like that. It looks awful. Give it half an hour, it will actually be really good and fishable, and I'll show you it then. Right, I need to sort out the rest of my kit, need to set my rods up, get them all clipped up, so I'm going to do that, and I'll show you how I'm doing that as well. Right, so it's got to the point I want to clip up, tighten underneath that bush just there. So what the plan is I've got a heavy lead on, this is 1.5 ounces, just tied onto the end of my normal fishing rod. By using the Guru X-Safe stuff, I can quickly swap onto a little method feeder, which is what I'm going to be fishing under there. What I'm going to be doing is just trying to do a couple of casts, standing a full rod length back from the edge, so that then, once it's clipped up where I want it, I should be able to leave the rod in the clip, walk forwards, take a couple of winds of line onto the reel and then put it on the rests. The rests are just down there below me. I've got my marker stick in already, which you won't see, which is just a little stick out of the ground, so that I know exactly where I'm standing every time. And we'll give it a quick go. Wish me luck. So as you saw, that first cast landed quite a lot short from where I want it. So what I'm going to do is let a bit of line out, put it back in the clip and then cast it in again. So as you saw, that one landed right in where I wanted it. And I've also been able to stick the rod onto the rests, just there, which has involved taking in 2 turns of line. So should I need it, I've got 2 turns of line there to be able to give the fish a bit if they need it going up behind the island or whatever. But yeah, that's it, that's that rod all clipped up. Let's see how we get on for the day then, yeah, shall we? Right, here we go. Number one, 3 or 4 pounds. Looks like he's been nipped by an otter as well at some point. Right, first one, let's get some more. Okay, been here less than an hour. Here's number 2. Not a bad start, however I am noticing they're all smaller. Might be a bit of a change in a bit. Right, as you may be able to notice, I've moved swims. I've just bounced to the left a little bit because there was a load of fish showing up to the left. Not a load, but a few fish showed up to the left. I've had a liner already on the left-hand rod, and a couple of twitches and another twitch. So yeah, it's looking like it was a good move, and we'll see what happens. Right, I'll update you in a bit. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And another liner. Anyway, I'll rest my case. I'll speak to you in a bit. Here we go, biggest one of the morning so far, 9.5 pound. Here we go, £7.4. Another nice little fish, again off the right hand rod underneath that bush. Took 40 minutes for a bite that time though. There we go. First double of the session, £10.6. Can't fault that, they're all coming on the right hand rod. I've even changed the left hand rod now to a little pop-up rig, just to try and get a bigger fish or a bite. Right, getting back. Right, well it's just coming up on 20 to 4. It's just about half an hour away from it being dark almost. So I'm just packing up. It's getting cold quick as well. I've decided to do a move about 2 hours ago up to this end of the lake and it really hasn't worked. I've not even had a liner up here. So we'll put that one down to experience. Right, but that's it now. I'm going to be packing up unless anything really exciting happens in the next 10 minutes. Other than that, I'll see you next time I'm on the bank. Ciao for now. Right, good morning. I've come back down on the club lake today. I was here about an hour and a half ago. Story so far is I've basically walked right up to the top shallow end because I was expecting it to be semi-sunny today. Sunny spells. And it's only 2 foot deep up here, so I'm not really expecting it to be a runner chuck, so to speak, but the fish do get up here when it's bright and sunny in the winter. Unfortunately, it's just been snowing for the last 20 minutes and now it's raining. I'm having a brew and a rethink since I've got the twin skin up. I might sit it out here because I'm on the back of the wind and it's a bit warmer here than anywhere else on the lake, so I'm still in a reasonable chance of a fish, I reckon. But not a lot's been coming out at all for the last couple of weeks, and I think I'm camping tonight. But I'll update you if anything good happens. I'll speak to you later. Right, so with the weather being so bad, I thought I'd have a little bit of morale, and I asked my wife really nicely to get me some biscuits. She got me some lovely little shortbread biscuits, but however, I've just looked at the packaging. I can eat like 7 biscuits, and I've eaten all of my saturated fat for the day. Right, quick update for you. I've moved a swim up to the left. The reason being, because of the way the foliage was working in the last swim, I was quite hemmed in. It's still loads of room, but I was hemmed in a little bit compared to this swim here, which has got tons of water to look at. So I've bounced into this one, and I can basically cast around about 5 or 6 acres of water off this swim. So it's a much better prospect when you're scratching for a bite. So I'm going to sit in here, see if anything shows itself, and put a rig on it. If it doesn't, it's going to be a long 24 hours. Okay, it's just gone 4:15. I've got my little friend back on my rods who keeps on bugging me for maggots even though I haven't got any. I've just seen 2 fish. Left hand rod's now on where I've seen the fish, the right hand rod's long again. I've given it a recast and put it right out the back, but there's no bag on it this time to make sure I could get the extra distance to where I wanted it. That's it now, hopefully. Next couple of hours. I'll probably be recasting every couple of hours just to try and see if I can't make something happen. And that's it really. If anything, hopefully I'll show you a picture of a nice fat carp in the middle of the night, and failing that I'll see you in the morning. Right, see you then. Right, good morning. As you can see, it's a bit of a chilly one. So I last spoke to you about 3:30 last night. Not a great deal had happened. And then on the run up to dark, about the last 20 minutes of light, and also about an hour into darkness, I saw 3 definite fish shows, and possibly another 2 signs. So I rejigged my rod slightly. They all came a bit closer to the areas where the fish were, and the bobbins have basically remained motionless all night. Anyway, it's a lovely morning, as you can see. We should get a bit of sunshine up here, so I'm having my breakfast now, and in about the next 20 minutes, half an hour, I'll be swapping back over to little pop-up rigs and pinging them out onto the areas that I think are going to be the best areas for the day. But at the moment, that's just off to the left and just out in front, unless I see anything different. And if I do, then I will react accordingly. But that's it, morning update done. Hopefully you'll see me with a carp in my hands later. Failing that, I'll see you at Clackercut in the week. Ciao for now. Well, it's definitely winter, because I've got ice in the margins here, and ice over there as well. Right, good morning. You're joining me about 22 hours into the Royal Signals Winter Carp Challenge. We moved from Clackercut to Drayton because Clackercut was frozen solid, and we've set up on the dam wall. We've had a cold westerly in our faces for the last 20 odd hours. It's been horrendous, and Dan and I have decided we're off to Shearwater today, so I'll hopefully do some videoing then. Cheers for Chris for organising it. It's been emotional. Speak to you in a bit. Right, good morning. It's Friday morning, about 11 o'clock, just in the process of packing up. Basically, the move hasn't quite gone according to plan. We've come down onto Shearwater. We've been here nearly 20 odd hours. We haven't even seen a fish. Fish were coming out the other day, but we've seen nothing. But yeah, it's definitely far more comfortable than Drayton. Right, catch you next time I'm on the bank. Ciao for now.